Hey gardening friends, I'm back at the garden. I'm at the back of the house. Thought I'd show you guys some stuff that's going on. Everything is really popping early. Today it's April 13th. We had last week some really warm weather. It's cooled back down to some more normal conditions, but this is a pink star magnolia, and I wanted to see here that we've got my summer snowflakes are already blooming. I usually think of these as like May, so they're a couple weeks early. Then I noticed back in here the brunnera is starting to bloom. See the blue flower there, brunnera. And the daffodils got a little bedraggled. This magnolia is getting ready to pop. And we still have hellebores here. Oh, and I love these little Rip Van Winkle daffodils. Aren't they cute? All right, this is celandine. That's considered invasive. That's double form that seeds around. I usually pull most of it out, but it is a double flower form. Interesting, because when you pull it, there's like a yellow dye in the roots that can get on you. Here's some more perennials. I have some out front. This is the purple. I think this is purple bird. Perennials usually last quite a few weeks, but that heat last week, they're not too fond of that apparently. Older garden, I always put in daffodils. So this used to be like a long perennial bed. Now it's kind of overgrown, but the daffodils still come up. Got some small daffodils here. Oh, I love this. This is a variegated elderberry. Put this in 2 or 3 years ago. Needs a little shaping. It got a little floppy last year, so I got to get out here and prune it. Oh, primroses are just starting to come. On this side, I've got another gorgeous hellebore. I love hellebores. And there's a little sedge in here. Oop, the sedges are flowering. So you can actually trim off the old hellebore foliage. I just haven't gotten there yet. Tiger eye sumac's gonna be bursting out soon. Oh, I planted some dogtooth violets last year. These are not native dogtooth violets. They're from, I think these were European. Can't quite get it to show you. So I found a supplier and bought a couple of different ones. These are actually snowdrops that are done. So this is a rather robust group. Hellebore that's kind of on its way out. And then this is also trout lily. This is one of the hybrids. Let me see if I can. It's very pretty. And it gets quite large. You'll find this pretty much in a number of bulb catalogs. This I hate. This is an allium that has gone crazy, and it is horrible. And I know sometimes certain states you can't buy alliums, and this is why. It has just taken over areas. The foliage will be gone by the end of June, but it basically shades stuff out. I've lost some perennials in here. And the poor little European ginger that's hiding down in here. So I've been trying to dig it out as I go along, but I'm losing the battle on this one. So way in the back, there's a gold-leafed bleeding heart hiding behind the winter aconite. That really brightens up a spot. I love palminarias. You know, there's quite a few varieties out now. The leaves have spots or more silver. Flowers are usually pink or blue, or there's a white. Oh, and that's one of our little native phlox ground covers. Can't remember if I might, I'm not sure which species it is. Another Brigantia, an older variety. And see, it's April 13th and the bloodroot is done blooming. It should just be starting. And it was also a year for forsythia, because my forsythia don't normally bloom. It's an older variety. It was here when I bought the house, and the flowers usually get sapped. But everybody's forsythia this year is gorgeous. Oh, this is Golden Alexander's. So you can see it's gonna have bloom soon. This is a early spring bloomer. It's also one of the host plants for some of the swallowtails. And we've got some Byron wort strawberry here, or Byron strawberry, that's what it is. It's got the yellow flower, but the leaf looks like a strawberry. Native plant, good ground cover. Solomon seals starting to come up. Oh, and that's what's left of the leatherwood viburnum that I think the rabbits chewed. Oh, my yellow magnolia that we've healed in. I got to find a spot for that. And look at, this is garlic mustard. Oh my gosh. I got to get after the garlic mustard. It is getting ready to flower. So that's about 2 weeks early. Oh, what's left of the sea oats. Got to trim that up. This is another pretty little daffodil. This is a double form of tete-a-tete. Got lamium. Bumblebees like lamium. Oh, leopard bane. I've got a variegated comfrey in here. And then we've got a mess. We won't tour the mess. Allium millennium. This is what's left of the seed heads from last year. This forms a nice clump, and the leaves are through most of the season, unlike other alliums. So, oh, I did put in just some yellow daffodils. Put in a bunch on the ends of the paths. They're just so bright and colorful. Who doesn't love daffodils? And there's some over here in the pollinator garden. And this over here is an old flower bed, which the bulbs are basically left. None of the perennials are, but the bulbs have survived. Some great hyacinths, daffodils. This is where the chemisia will be in a couple of weeks. And then just the back area. Daffodils everywhere. Another old flower bed. I've got a lot of this. Again, another what I would call invasive. It's actually walking garlic, but it gets into a bed and it just takes over. And then we'll kind of end up here. This was a flower bed. The red osier dogwood had moved in and something killed it. It all died. So I actually had a crew come in to get rid of the honeysuckle on the property, and they cleaned this out for me too. So now I can get to my serviceberry, which is starting to leaf out. You can see the daffodils. And then before it rained, I sprinkled white clover in here because I don't want garlic mustard moving in or any other weeds. So I'm hoping to get some white clover in as a ground cover, at least till we can get some other native shrubs or things planted in here. I do want to put in some more native shrubs. This is staghorn sumac that's growing up around here. You can see the birds really like it. They've eaten most of the berries, but there's some left. So, all right, well, I think I'll leave you with that, with a bird's eye view, and have a great day out in the garden.